triathletes, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for visiting again. Today I'm going to spend some time to go over my new pair of Newton Kismet 6 version. When you look on their website for racing shoes and a stability version, Newton has three pairs, and they are in base of their weight, how aggressive they are, like drop from the toe to the heel is, and how light they are, and the other materials and all that stuff. The most aggressive, the faster shoes is the Distance S9. I have a video that I done on them a few weeks ago. You can find the link in the details. The Motion is the one in between, and the most cushion and kind of like the most comfort one, but it's still stability and a racing shoe, is the Kismet 6 for 2020. As you can see, if you haven't seen, for example, the other shoes, I'll put like a picture right now. You can see the three colors and the three versions, and the Distance S9 and the Kismet 6 have a similar color. So with that said, the only difference is the logo color, like the back, like color as well, and it has a little darker color on the Distance S9 compared with this one. This one is all nice, bright green shoes. People will see you coming from far away. They'll know it's you for sure. You can see the design, that's very similar. I think the Distance S9, it has more like a white, and this one is a green. You can see the bottom. Even when I already ran with them, they still look pretty new, to be honest. The 5-prong over there for the action-reaction technology, and the weight and the foam over here, you can tell that it has way more foam than the other ones at the end. I'll do a quick comparison with my Distance S9 version shoes, just to make a quick comparison how to tell that this one, it has way more foam and everything compared with my other one. Overall, it's a nice shoes. It's a little thicker on the walls and everything, and that's expected because that's the purpose of making it more comfortable, and that's what adds the weight. These shoes weigh around, on the heavy end, depending on the size, these are size 12, so my weight is around 9.8 ounces per shoe, so it's in the heavy end. The other side, for example, the Distance S9 is more around 7.5 ounces per shoe. So that's kind of like the difference. The drop, which is essentially the foam, right? I mean, how much foam they're adding here from compared with the toes to the heel. This is 4.5 millimeters compared with the Distance S9 that is 2. What does it mean? It's just the foam. Like I was saying, it's like more cushion, more chance to relax maybe a little bit, and if you get tired and use a lot of foam, these shoes are definitely a little bit more forgiving, and that's the main reason I purchased them. Racing, as we all know, if you're a runner and you have multiple like exercises in a week or long miles, it's always good to exchange your shoes, right? Not always run with the same pair of shoes. Give yourself a break. You know, all other part of your body, your knees, your heels, and everything else. Just being running on very quick shoes is just as a stress. And that's the main reason I exchanged these shoes a while back. I used to run a lot with Brooks. Brooks kind of changed the materials on their shoes and make the mesh a little bit lighter, but it's more like materially kind of type, and still like this type of mesh. Which is really good for me. I like that my toes tend to kind of like travel, and they like to expand. So I find the mesh a little bit more forgiving than the other material. So when I found that the Newtons are very, very good for this, I try first the lighter shoes, which is the Distance S9, and now I'm trying the more comfortable shoes, that is the Kismet. The Kismet, again, they are stability shoes. They are weighing around, like I was saying, close to the 9.8 ounces per shoe. It has way more foam in here. The price is $140. They are the cheapest one of all the shoes. The Distance S9 is $155, and the Motion, which is in between these shoes when it comes to weight and comfort, is around 175. So I'm sure I'm going to try to get that one as well. Probably that would be an actually racing shoes. But at the moment, I'm just going to wait a little longer since it's the $175. With this one, the main things that I can tell is the walls around here, and you can tell over there. I'm trying to make a quick comparison. You see the walls over there. The tongue is thicker. It's still trying to save weight. You can see like cutouts inside of the tongue, but it's a little bit more cushion, thicker for sure. It has a little bit more foam, and the section over here which absorbs kind of like the crater, if you want to call it, is a little much thicker, and you visually can see that. I'll grab my Distant S9s, and you can immediately tell that even when I've been wearing it, the foam is much less. The walls are just thicker. This part is the part that it surrounds your ankle, so it's a little bit thicker, but even like that, you can tell it's a much thinner. The tongue, I mean, it's not even there. There is not even like really anything in there. Like, it's not transparent like the other one, but there is no much cushion in that shoe at all. As you can tell, there is no much foam on the top. Even when you tie your shoelaces, it kind of like compresses the shoe a little bit because there is so minimalistic mesh on the top. So those are like the main differences. My recommendation, these shoes, I missed the bottom part. As you can see, the crater on the heel, which is the foam part, is really low. There is not much there. And that's kind of like how you can tell immediately the difference, that there is much more support in there. The reason I bought the Kismet 6 is because I wanted to do that exchange. Like I was telling you, I like to have a quick, extremely quick shoe like the Distant S9, which are more for tempo runs, 5K races, or even 5K runs, quick workouts that you want to do. This is a little bit more definitely comfort shoe that you want to just have maybe a longer run and just don't kill your legs. And that was kind of like a little bit what I was already planning to do. I noticed that my Distant S9, for example, last weekend I ran 18 miles. And even when it was an excellent, very solid, quick run, it took me 2-3 days to recover from that. It's not like I was injured or anything like that, but the legs require more time just because it's a more aggressive shoe, which puts a little bit more tension and stress on the calves and some parts of your hips, especially if you remember, we are getting stability shoes because probably you, like me, you have flat feet to some degree of collapsed arches, and that's why these shoes are pretty good for. One thing that I would recommend, like the other version of any shoes these days, the insole that it comes is like not good. So like just let it go. I already put my shoes in there, as you can see. It makes it much better, much stable. One thing that I had to probably mention, if you tend to have insoles that they are like very thick, I kind of tried that. These are like much thinner insoles, and I kind of show you. Overall, as you can see, it's not a very thick insole. It's a little bit deforming since I already wear it, but it's not a very thick insole. There is not much support. It has, for my flat feet, it has good support on the arch. If you're interested, the brand is Order Hill. I love these guys. And it's a thin insole, and that was what I was trying to say. If you're trying to put a thick insole on these ones, since the mesh on the top is a little bit thicker than the other ones, it will compress, it will limit the room of your feet in the shoes, and it will make it really, really tight. So have that in mind, maybe play with it, try whatever insoles you're using right now, and you feel that you probably will have to find something that is a little bit thinner. That's the only thing that I found. That I couldn't just fit every single insole that I have at my disposal right now. So I went with something that is thinner in order to make the shoe comfortable. So for the most part, like that's pretty much what it is. Even the shoelaces, I almost forgot that. Even the shoelaces are like thicker and more sturdy and stronger than the very light version, which are a good thing. We always like to feel that we have a very good shoe that is not going to break apart. So I think that's probably like what we're looking for. Something that I said I compare with my S9 shoes, it was that the distance S9s are not designed for any trail running or any gravel or anything like that. They will literally worn out pretty quickly. These ones, they first sturdy enough that at least you can do that. Definitely the insole is a little bit harder too. So definitely a good option for something that you want for comfort and to last longer. So let me know what your comments are. If you have any questions, if you're interested in my other videos, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.